Hello, it's Mark from 2DogRC. I'm going to show you how to set up your little Diatone Tyrant using Cleanflight. Right now, I checked them. They come with 1.1. I would upgrade to the newest version because it's always a good thing to do. So basically, you're going to take the cable that plugs in the left side of your Tyrant and wire that into your receiver. For this video, we're going to do Specktrum. So I've got them. The first cable that's got all three wires goes into your throttle, and the next one goes into aileron, then elevator, then rudder, then gear, and then aux. So just in order that the cables are, just plug them into your receiver. Should be pretty straightforward there. And then because this is a NOS 6, it will actually power your receiver when you plug it in, so we don't have to worry about a battery hooked up for now. So basically all I've done so far is hook my receiver up to the NOS, and that's it. On your Specktrum Radio, you want to have a new model, an airplane model, and start from scratch. So the first thing we'll do, let's upgrade our firmware. So plug in your Tyrant to your computer, download Cleanflight, hopefully you've got that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose firmware and board. You're going to select the NOS. You've got a NOS controller on there, so this one right here. Is the most stable version, 1.12.1. You're going to select that, and then you're going to do load firmware online. And then what we're going to do is you're going to flash it. So next, plug in your little ship, and now you're going to come down here and hit flash firmware. It's going to say that. Then it's going to say flashing. Okay, programming successful. So now disconnect your ship. There you go. And go back to the welcome tab. Now plug your ship back in. Okay. It should beep. There we go. Okay, we're going to connect. Now what we've got is our screen. This says we've got a gyro accelerometer. We don't have a magnetometer on here. We don't have a barometer, no GPS, no sonar, but we do have onboard flash memory for black box. That's when you get a little bit better. You can record your flights and you can kind of tune perfectly for your ship. First thing to do, since you're probably going to use auto level, put it on a flat surface and hit calibrate accelerometer and just wait. And there you go, it's done. That's really all I have to do on this screen. What you want to look at is your ship here, and move your little Tyrant, make sure it moves the same way. See, I'm pitching up, the arrow goes up, pitch down, it goes down. So this should look just like your ship. Okay, we're going to come over here to ports tab. On the Diatone Tyrant, you don't have to do anything here unless you're going to use S-Bus, but we're not doing that. So right now, nothing. We're just using a Specktrum system, so we really can't do anything. Configuration. All right. We're going to come back right here. We'll come back to these values later. We don't have to realign our board. We don't have to do anything here. Our VBAT is what we want. Here, parallel PPM, that's one channel per wire. That's what we got in the Specktrum Radio, so that's set. Come down here. We don't have to do anything else here. Here, this part we can do something with. If you're going to use auto level, you should leave this at 1000. If you're just going to fly in acro mode, you can take this and bring it down to 500, and that's going to actually increase the responsiveness of the gyro and everything. That's just a loop time. It's how fast the speed controllers gyro are updating and talking. So if you're not going to use the accelerometer, you can change this to 500. But if you are going to use auto level modes, then you have to keep it at 1000. And we're not going to use any of these features. So since I did change something on the screen, I'm going to hit save and reboot. Now you see that these went away. What happens is, because it's a NOS board, it's not the fastest processor, but I want it to run fast. So by turning these off, I now can update everything a little bit faster and get a little bit better performance. Fail safes, I just leave those where they're at. Pit tuning, I haven't actually flown this one yet, so we're gonna kind of go with the defaults here. What I would do is just take my pitch down about 0.2. I like my roll. I like to have the pitch higher than the roll, so I think that will be a little bit better. And then hit save. What you see over here is an independent setting of your rates. So if you want to roll faster, increase this. If you want to pitch faster, increase this. If you want to yaw faster, increase this. Okay, hit save because I changed something. Now we're going to the important part. This is the receiver tab. Okay, so as you can see here, this is your roll, pitch, yaw, throttle, aux buttons. Now these are all plugged in to my receiver. Now what I'm going to do on my Specktrum Radio is, look at this. I'm moving my right stick, which would be my aileron, and the pitch is moving. So we know that's not right. So we're going to come up here to the channel map, and we're going to drop down this JR Specktrum, select that, hit save. You always have to hit save. Alright, now look. Here's our throttle, our yaw, our pitch, and our roll. Do want to mention we should make sure our propellers are off before we do any of this. Okay, so we've now got all the channels mapped to the right places. You can also see now where your aux 1, there's aux 1, but we've got a little bit of an issue here. Right here in the middle, this should be 1500, not 1514. So I'm using a Specktrum DX7. What we need to go to is subtrim. Okay, let's look at our roll, our aileron. Okay, aileron needs to be, see it's moving. We need to put this at like 15. That's pretty close. Okay, so that's aileron, and then do this for all the channels. Okay, so that's right now. They're all right at 1500 in the middle. That's where you want them. So I use the subtrim menu. Now rolls left, right, that's good. Down, up, that's right. Left and right, that's right. Throttle. I've got on mine is my aileron channel is set reversed, and my rudder channel is reversed. So roll and yaw are reversed. So you have to change that in your radio to make sure when the stick moves to the left, the yaw moves to the left, and same thing with the roll, left and it goes left. Okay, so that's that. Now there's one more we have to do. You want these to go from 1000 to 2000. So we're hitting 1009,202. Yeah, you could probably live with that if you wanted to. If you wanted to get that a little bit better, then you would adjust your travel adjustment menu. So if we went over here to aileron to the left, 109, we want that at 1000. And then to the right, we want that at 2000. That's good. Elevator, ooh, see that's 11. That's not good. What's going to happen is you're not going to get the right throws. So we take this down to 1000. And then increase it to 2000. So what I'm adjusting here is the travel adjustment on my Specktrum Radio. So that they're 1000 to 2000. Okay, and you do that for yaw. See, it just arming now. That's why you want to make sure your props are off, because you could actually take off. Okay, so now that I've got those set, we really didn't change anything here. RC deadband, this kind of gives you a little center area where if it's wiggling, see how it's going 1499 to 1500, it won't make your ship do anything unless it goes past a certain number. So I'm putting a deadband of 5 on each side, so it doesn't do anything till it goes from 1495 to 1505, and then yaw is also its own separate one. So we're going to do that. And then here's your RC expo, your yaw expo, and RC rate. This is an overall rate kind of like the one I showed you on the previous page, but this is all of them together. I'm going to hit save because we changed something. Okay, go in modes. Okay, I like the arm by switch. We use aux1, so that's not armed. There we go. So that's where when the green band goes there, it's armed. Here you've got angle mode, which is like auto level with the angle limiter. Horizon is auto mode with little rate, and then disregard those. You won't have those. I've got something different on this one. So that's, if you want acro mode, just have it armed, and that's acro. So angles auto level, horizon's a bit more fun auto level. It gives you some more freedom. We'll hit save. So now you hear it beep when I arm. Okay. We don't need adjustments, servos, really anything else here but motors. What we're going to do is we're going to calibrate our speed controllers. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We have to power up our speed controller, so make sure your props are off. You can use a motor. And what we're going to do is click this. It says you don't have your props on. Bring this all the way up. Turn off your RC radio. And then we're going to plug in our battery, and it's going to sing. When it's done with that song, bring this down. And it plays that little song. What we did is we just set the throttle range for our speed controllers, so they're all calibrated the same. Now, what should happen is when we I unplug the ship, I'm going to plug it back in. Okay, I'm going to click motor 1. I'm going to see where it starts to spin. Spin good. So right around 10:30. Okay, I'm going to do motor 2. About 10:40. 10:47. Okay, motor number 3. Should all be about the same. About 10:40. And motor number 4. It's a good way to check which way. It's about 10:30. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to configuration, and this min throttle, you're going to set that 10 over what the motor started spinning consistently at, which is about 10:40. Set that at 10:50. And then I saw motor a little jittering here, so I'm going to drop this to 980. That just makes it so they don't kind of jitter when they're not moving. Okay, let's go back to motors. Stand. Now I'm going to start bringing these up, and they should all start spinning about the same time. There we go. Okay, so that's about it. And if you want your black box on, you would use onboard data flight. And since 2 megabytes up here isn't very much, you're probably gonna have to log maybe 1 to 4 rate, and then you can see it here and watch it in the black box. So that's basically how you set up your ship. Always test it with props off, and then put your props on. You know what you want to do? Props off. I mean, take it, set it outside, flip the arm switch, make sure all the motors just don't go full throttle. And if it looks good, put your props on and try it around the yard. I hope that was helpful, and if there's anything else you need, visit us at twodogrc.com.